Hello, everyone. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 3 of my podcast, Book and Story World with author Priya Gurwal. Today, I thought I would review the most recent films I have watched. I had a wonderful time watching the latest Superman film, which was made in 2025. The effects in the film were phenomenal. The main storyline of the film is Superman having to defend his reputation as Lex Luthor decides to depict Superman as a villain to the people. The action scenes are excellent, and I would give the film a 10 out of 10. Another film I had a great time watching is Boys on the Side, starring Whoopi Goldberg and Drew Barrymore. Whoopi Goldberg's character is called Jane and decides to move from New York to Los Angeles. She has a companion called Robin who joins her for the trip. On the way, the pair go to collect Jane's friend Holly, played by Drew Barrymore. The three women end up in a physical fight with Holly's boyfriend Nick, and Holly ends up killing Nick during the fight. The three are traveling when they discover through a newspaper that Nick is actually dead. The three women start a whole new life together as friends in a new town and city. The film is an excellent watch and a great watch. Another excellent film starring Michael Ealy and Dennis Quaid is called The Intruder. In the film, Ealy's character buys a beautiful new home with his wife. The couple buy the house from Dennis Quaid's character. However, Quaid's character refuses to let go of the house and terrorizes the couple. The Intruder is definitely a must-watch. Another good film to watch is The Lodge, made in 2019. The story is about a woman who is engaged to a man with 2 children whose mum committed suicide. The main character, Grace, is about to be a stepmom and ends up alone in a holiday lodge with the 2 children. The lodge is surrounded by snow. The film takes a strange turn when bizarre occurrences begin to occur in the lodge. The lodge is definitely worth a watch. A supernatural film I thoroughly enjoyed is The Initiation of Sarah, made in 2006. The film is about 2 sisters who attend Temple Hill University and are both drawn to a sorority called Alpha Nu. As one sister called Lindsay becomes immersed in the Alpha Nu sorority, Sarah is approached by Professor Hunter, who tells Sarah she possesses magical powers. The twins become involved in a battle between good and evil and magic. The Initiation of Sarah is a great watch. Innocent is another excellent film on Amazon Prime, which was made in 2011. The film stars Bill Pullman, who is a judge accused of killing his wife. Bill Pullman's character Rusty's chances seem bleak during the trial, as 20 years previously he was accused of killing his mistress. Innocent is a definite clever must-watch of a film. Wandering Eye, made in 2011, is another excellent film. The film is about a woman called Maren who comes across a website called Wandering Eye, which assists married people in having an affair. However, Maren's life turns dangerous when a killer begins to kill people who use the site to have affairs. Wandering Eye is another must-watch. A Killer in the House is another great film on Amazon Prime, which even becomes scary. A killer becomes obsessed with a female who wants to be an actress. The killer even goes as far to pose as a TV caster to try and get the female to date him. The killer becomes more terrifying as he decides to kill anyone who gets in the way of himself and the female. A Killer in the House is definitely an unforgettable watch. Always and Forever is another riveting film I enjoyed, which was released in 2020. The film is about childhood friends who were at a camp when they were children where a boy died in the lake. Years later, the group of friends begin to be killed off one by one. One of the friends must find out who the killer is before she is the next victim. Always and Forever is another great film to watch. Another good film to watch is called Pretty Little Victim. A girl called Hannah begins a new school. She forms a relationship with one of her teachers. Hannah's life takes a dangerous turn when her phone is hacked and she picks up a stalker. The film is definitely worth a watch and contains an unexpected twist. Falling for a Killer, made in 2023, is another great film on Amazon Prime. The film is about a woman who becomes convinced that there is something sinister and dangerous about her sister's new fiancé. Falling for a Killer is a definite, thrilling must-watch. Another good film to watch is A Friend's Obsession, released in 2018. The film is about a woman called Megan who moves city when her fiancé is killed. Suddenly, a former colleague who is secretly obsessed with Megan also relocates to the same city. Megan's life becomes more and more sinister as she realizes her former colleague isn't quite what he seems. I haven't watched many Indian films in my lifetime. One film I really enjoyed in the past was called Jodha Akbar, starring Hrithik Roshan and Aishwarya Rai. The film is about the love story between an emperor and empress in ancient times. A film I recently enjoyed with my mum on Netflix is an Indian film called Sayara. The film stars Ahan Pandey and Aneet Pada. I enjoyed the film from the start as I loved watching the character called Krish Kapoor, played by Ahan Pandey, and his determination and thirst to become a famous singer. However, the film takes an unexpected turn when tragic circumstances befall himself and the woman he has fallen in love with, called Vani, played by Aneet Pada. My mum also enjoyed the film and commented that she loved how modern it was. Sayara is an excellent film that I'd give a 9 out of 10 to. Another enjoyable film to watch is called Midnight Vendetta. The film is about a woman who blames her husband's former workplace for his suicide. The wife of the deceased man takes a job as housekeeper of the woman who got the job the widow's husband was expecting. The widow begins to destroy the life of the Garrett family from the inside for revenge. She works on each member of the family to destroy all of their existences. After enjoying Sayara, I decided to watch a few more Indian films that I enjoyed with my family. One I really wanted to watch was called Student of the Year, as I wanted to experience the high school setting in India. The film is about a few characters competing for the title Student of the Year, a contest put forward by the principal of the school. Whether it is due to a competitive nature or true love, the character Abhimanyu begins to fall in love with his friend Rohan's girlfriend Shania. I thoroughly enjoyed the Indian high school setting and thoroughly enjoyed Student of the Year. Deep Water is a somewhat different type of thriller to watch, starring Ben Affleck and Mia Kirshner. The film was released in 2022. The film begins with the confusing setting of Mia Kirshner's character Melinda openly taking lovers in front of her husband Vic, played by Ben Affleck. Vic threatens Melinda's latest lover Joel by telling him that he killed Melinda's previous lover. Next, Melinda's next lover, Charlie's body, is found in a swimming pool, dead during a party. The mystery is whether Vic did the killing or not. Deep Water is a unique, compelling thriller to watch. Dupatti, starring the pretty Indian actress Kajol, is another good Indian film on Netflix. The film is about two twin sisters who become involved with the same man called Dhruv, who is later accused of trying to kill Soumya, the sister he marries. Kajol is the police officer who ends up investigating the case. Dupatti is an excellent watch. I became addicted to a song as I saw the music video to an exotic-sounding Indian song called Choli Ki Piche on TikTok. I tracked down the film it was from, called Khalnayak, and thoroughly enjoyed the film. The film is about an infamous criminal called Ballu, played by Sanjay Dutt, who escapes from prison. The detective who is on the case's fiancée decides to try and capture Ballu herself by posing as a courtesan. However, Ballu begins to fall for the policewoman known as Ganga. I have to say Khalnayak was quite the epic watch. Another film I tracked down after seeing a clip on Instagram is Carmen, a hip opera starring Beyoncé. I love the 1.5 hour musical. I love Beyoncé's character Carmen, who seduces a police officer away from his fiancée whilst being obsessed with becoming famous. I really loved the songs in the musical too. I'd give the film a 10 out of 10. A fun watch for those who love high school movies is Killer Queen Bee on Amazon Prime. A teenager moves in with her dad when her mum goes to rehab. The girl starts a new school and gets on the wrong side of a sadistic cheerleader who sets out to destroy anyone she gets competitive with or becomes the target of her jealousy. Killer Queen Bee is an enthralling film about extreme envy. Another excellent US college movie on Amazon Prime is Dying for a Bid. The film is about two girls who become involved with a dangerous sorority, where the members end up dead, and it is suggested that the killings occur as a result of the pledges getting involved with one of the leaders of the sorority's love interest. Dying for a Bid is an excellent depiction of envy and danger on a college campus. The Perfect Cheerleader is another riveting drama on Amazon Prime about a girl who gets into college, becomes a cheerleader, and becomes involved with a secret prostitution ring run by older male college alumni. The Perfect Cheerleader is a riveting, compelling drama to watch. Last of all, I had a fabulous time watching the animation film version of The Twits, a children's book by Roald Dahl. I love the animation and the characters of the vile Twits couple, along with the quest of the children to save a family of magical creatures from imprisonment by the Twits. The Twits is a 10 out of 10 animation for all the family. Currently available to watch on Netflix. That concludes Season 3, Episode 3 of my podcast, where I reviewed the most recent films I have watched. Have a great week, everyone. Best wishes to all. Take care. Bye-bye.